Welcome back to Stars Aligned. This is your Leo horoscope for May of 2026. Here is what you need to know before we get into the details. May is a professionally significant month for you. Your 10th house of career, status, and public visibility is activated for most of the month, which means the universe is putting you in a position to be seen, considered, and advanced. At the same time, the month opens with a tender, emotionally charged full moon in your home and family house, and closes with a dramatic full moon in your romance and children house. 3 dates will shape the month most powerfully. May 16th, when a new moon brings a fresh start at work. May 22nd, when the Sun meets Uranus in your social and future house, opening a 7-year chapter. And May 31st, when a tense full moon asks you to make a hard decision about your heart, your creativity, or your children. Pay attention to these 3 dates. They are the turning points of your month. Now let us walk through it properly. Let us start with the backdrop. Uranus returned to Gemini on April 26th, just before May began, and it will stay there for the next 7 years. For you as a Leo, Uranus in Gemini activates your 11th house of community, friendships, long-term goals, and the future you are building with other people. This is the house where Uranus will be rewriting your vision of what is next, who belongs in your circle, and where your broader ambitions are pointing. May is where the first doorway opens into a 7-year transformation of your future. Now here is what is actually happening in May. The month opens on May 1st with a full moon at 11 degrees of Scorpio. This full moon lands in your 4th house of home, family, roots, and emotional foundation. Something in these areas is coming to a culmination. A family gathering that has been planned for a long time is finally happening. A question about where you live is reaching resolution. A home renovation is completing. A conversation with a relative that has been building for weeks finally arrives. Scorpio full moons intensify whatever they touch, so whatever unfolds around May 1st will feel emotionally weighty. If the gathering includes a family member you find difficult, the dynamic will be more charged than usual. Be honest about what you feel. Do not perform as if ease is not what you feel. Scorpio full moons do not reward pretending. From May 3rd through May 17th, Mercury moves through Taurus and sits in your 10th house of career, authority, and public reputation. This is a period for the serious work conversations, meetings with your boss, discussions about responsibilities, contracts, or reporting, dealings with government offices or official paperwork. Your mind becomes more deliberate and strategic during this window, which is actually a gift. Use it for the conversations where precision matters. On May 5th, Mars and Jupiter form a tense aspect, while Mercury and Pluto also form a tense aspect. This is the most difficult day of the month. Conflicts with authority figures are possible. Old workplace disagreements may resurface. Bureaucratic tangles may demand your attention. Do not schedule important decisions, meetings, or confrontations on May 5th. Whatever can wait, let it wait. On May 6th, Pluto stations retrograde at 5 degrees of Aquarius. For you as a Leo, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius activates your 7th house of close partnerships, both personal and professional. Over the next 5 months, you will be re-examining the one-on-one relationships that define your life. Marriages, business partnerships, close collaborations, long-standing friendships that function like partnerships. Pluto retrograde gives you the chance to revise what is not working without blowing it up. Something that has been slowly decaying may now be honestly named. Something that can still be saved will reveal itself clearly. On May 14th, the Sun conjuncts Mercury in your 10th house. This is a day when your perspective on work, authority, and your public standing may not be entirely accurate. Do not make major career decisions on this day. Do not send the email that has been sitting in your drafts. Do not confront your boss. Mercury burned by the Sun distorts clarity. What feels urgent on May 14th will look different within 3 or 4 days. The new moon on May 16th at 25 degrees of Taurus also lands in your 10th house. This is one of the most significant career openings of your year. A new role, a new contract, A restructuring that turns out to be in your favor. A new boss. A new pay structure. A new professional opportunity. And because this new moon is conjunct Uranus at 0 degrees of Gemini, what arrives may be unexpected, sudden, or different from what you thought you were looking for. Set intentions around your career, your authority, and your long-term position. Be specific. And stay open to surprise. The best version of your next professional chapter may not look like the one you have been picturing. Also on May 16th, Mars in your 9th house of higher learning and long-distance travel aligns with Chiron. This aspect can activate a moment of self-doubt that leads to overcompensation. You may feel tempted to act larger than you feel, to perform confidence you do not actually have. Be gentle with yourself. The doubt is temporary. You do not need to prove anything today. On May 17th, Mercury enters Gemini and moves into your 11th house of community, friendships, and the future, where it will stay until June 1st. Your social life activates. More messages, more invitations, more conversations, more opportunities to be in front of people. If any part of your work involves online promotion, marketing, content, or outreach to networks, this is a highly productive window. Launch things. Announce things. Put yourself out there. And if you are single, this is a transit that favors new connections through mutual friends, social events, or online platforms. Say yes to the gatherings. Someone worth meeting may be on the other side of an invitation you are tempted to decline. On May 18th, 2 significant things happen on the same day. First, Mercury conjuncts Uranus in Gemini in your 11th house. This is the first of a series of Mercury-Uranus conjunctions that will unfold here over the coming years, and it brings sudden insights about your broader vision, your community, and what your future is asking of you. You may get a new tool, a new platform, a new technology, or a new idea that changes how you approach your work. Pay close attention to what arrives in your thoughts between May 16th and May 23rd. The insights that come during this window will still be shaping your life years from now. Second, Mars enters Taurus and moves into your 10th house, where it will stay until June 28th. This is a powerful career transit for you. Mars in your 10th house is sustained ambition. Not impulsive, not dramatic. Steady, determined, unbreakable drive toward a professional goal. Use this period for the long-haul career work. The project that requires 6 weeks of consistent effort. The proposal that needs careful construction. The position you are quietly building toward. Mars in Taurus does not sprint. It endures. And endurance is what wins the kinds of things that matter most. On May 19th, Venus enters Cancer and moves into your 12th house of rest, reflection, and the private inner life, where it will stay until June 13th. This brings sweetness to your inner world. You may feel called to revisit places that feel safe, reconnect with people who live far away, or spend time quietly caring for yourself or someone you love. This is also a gentle transit for your health. If you have been dealing with something chronic, it can ease during this window. And because Venus in the 12th house touches hidden resources, you may find yourself making a purchase from savings or finally treating yourself to something you have been quietly wanting. Also on May 19th, Mercury sits between the lunar nodes while forming a supportive aspect to Pluto. For you, this alignment brings a significant decision that links your partnerships with your finances. A conversation about shared money, a joint purchase, a business arrangement, or a financial adjustment with someone close to you. The decision you make on this day will reroute your path in a positive direction. Do not overthink it. The right answer will feel right. On May 21st, the Sun enters Gemini and moves into your 11th house, where it will stay for the next month. The spotlight shifts to your community, your public presence, and your future. This is a month to be seen, to put yourself in front of the people who need to know you exist, to attend, publish, share, and engage. Leos naturally shine in social and public contexts, and this transit amplifies that capacity. Then comes May 22nd, the most significant day of your month. The Sun conjuncts Uranus at 0 degrees of Gemini in your 11th house. This is the first Sun-Uranus conjunction of a 7-year cycle, and it launches a long chapter of transformation around your community, your goals, and the future you are building. It also forms a supportive aspect to your sign, which means this transformation is in your favor. The path of progress is opening. Set intentions on this day. Be honest with yourself about where your future is pointing and what you are willing to do to get there. The choices you make in the days around May 22nd will shape what unfolds for you between now and 2033. On May 20th, the Sun sits between the lunar nodes while Mercury squares the black moon in its mundane placement. Avoid actions motivated by seeking approval or attention on this day. The leonine need to be seen can backfire here. This day may also bring a disagreement related to your child or to expenses involving your child. Do not push it into a confrontation. Wait. On May 26th, the Sun forms a supportive aspect to Pluto. This is one of the most helpful days of the month. Processes that began in January of this year accelerate. This aspect favors romance, client work, advertising, self-presentation, and attending or hosting events. If there is something you have been slowly building, today is the push forward. The month closes on May 31st with a full moon at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. This full moon lands in your 5th house of romance, children, creativity, and joy. Something in these areas is reaching a culmination. A creative project is completing. A romantic situation is reaching a decision point. A conversation about your children is coming to a head. But the energy of this full moon is sharp and activating. It touches a sensitive axis in the mundane chart, so the days around May 31st require care. Do not take unnecessary romantic risks. Do not make impulsive decisions about your creative life or your children under this moon. You may also find yourself needing to make a choice that will not please the people around you, but you will know it is the right one because your heart will feel peace once the decision is made. Trust that peace. It is telling you the truth. Here is the through line of your month, Leo. May is asking you to step forward professionally while staying tender at home. The first half brings family focus, career clarity, and new opportunities. The second half brings social amplification, a 7-year future chapter, and ultimately a hard choice about what your heart actually wants. These threads weave together. The career opening on May 16th is the setup. The future launch on May 22nd is the main event. The full moon on May 31st is where you are asked to commit, not with your head, but with your heart. A few practical recommendations for navigating May. First, take the May 1st full moon seriously with your family. Whatever comes up at home deserves your full presence. Second, avoid important decisions on May 5th and May 14th. These are days when clarity is compromised. Third, use the career opening on May 16th. Do not dismiss it as coincidence. Fourth, between May 17th and May 23rd, say yes to the invitations. Make new contacts. Publish your work. The social window is powerful. Fifth, on May 22nd, set long-term intentions around your vision of the future. Be specific about who you want to become by 2033. Sixth, on May 31st, trust the decision that makes your heart peaceful, even if it disappoints others. One final note. Uranus in your 11th house is going to rewrite your vision of the future over the next 7 years. Some of the people you currently call community may not be with you by the end of this transit. Some you have not yet met will become essential. Some of the goals you are currently chasing will be replaced by better ones you cannot yet picture. This is not loss. It is evolution. And the Leo who lets this chapter unfold honestly will end up exactly where they are meant to be, surrounded by the right people, working toward the right goals, and leading a life that is unmistakably their own. Please remember that this video is for entertainment and personal reflection purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice of any kind. Every situation is unique, and if you are facing significant challenges, please consider speaking with a qualified professional. If this resonated with you, drop in the comments which transit you are most paying attention to this month. Save this video so you can come back to it as May unfolds. Thank you for being with Stars Aligned. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a blessed month ahead. You got this.